Hey Trevor, it's Transgender Week of Awareness, and since your best friend is transgender, what is something that people should be aware of when it comes to trans people?
Well, he's just a normal guy. He's my best friend. We do everything together, and there's really no difference between a trans man and a cisgendered man. He's just a man at heart, and he's a bigger man than anybody else I know.
Sorry, no, I don't have a pad. Yeah, I know that's kinda sad, but I'm trans, so I guess I am kinda glad. Now that you know, you probably want to ask, but in my mind I'm trying to leave this conversation real fast. Yes, it's true, I once had a PP, but can we talk about how these questions are straight up creepy? Look, I don't mind, I have thick skin, but I feel like I'm just never going to win. Yes, some days I feel like a baddie, hey, don't you dare call me a tranny. Look, we're all the same, skin deep to the core. Please think about that as I walk you to the door.
Out to play ball so we could going down.
What do you wish that your parents would have done better?
The fact that you're even asking this question right now, you're doing better than what a lot of parents do, okay? I did a lot of research before I began transitioning, but when I told them, it would have been nice if they took 15 minutes out of their day to do their own as well. So that they could come to me and say, hey, I read about that. I learned about this. Can we talk about that? It would have been nice that throughout the journey, at some point, they would have texted me and said, hey, how's it going? Do you need any help? Do you want any advice? Do you need anything? Or if while we were at family functions and somebody dead-named me or misgendered me, instead of me having to stand alone and stick up for myself, that one of them would have stepped in before I even could open my mouth and done it for me. That would have been nice. But they never created the space where I felt like I could go to them. I can tell that you're really trying. Keep it up. They may not see it right now or appreciate it right now, but they will.
So your kid came out to you as trans? How did you respond? Oh, you don't know how to respond? Let me help you out with that just a little bit. You probably have 1,000 thoughts running through your head right now. But let's start with the fact that you did not fail them in any way. They're not doing this out of spite toward you, and they're not doing this to anger or embarrass you. In fact, none of this has anything to do with you. So if you're sitting there asking yourself how you're going to handle this, what you should do, there is only one answer to that question. Love them, support them, help them. Don't tell them this is just a phase, because it's not. And while it is your job and your responsibility to protect them, by you not accepting them, you're doing them way more harm than anyone else's opinions could ever do. And maybe you're scared and a little confused, but I promise you, they are too. Do you know how much courage it took for them to come out to you? Embrace them.
Are you transgender? Because I'm a Christian mama, and I want to let you know how things would go down if you lived in my house. First of all, you would be allowed to cut your hair however you needed to. Second, I would use your proper pronouns and the name that you choose to go by. Third, we would go shopping because I'm guessing if your haircut didn't fit you, that you need some new clothes too. Fourth, we would also redo your room so that you could be in your little safe space and feel like you belonged in there. Sixth, we would get you a doctor and a therapist that both specialized in gender dysphoria so that you could feel as peaceful as possible. You should be supported. You should be loved unconditionally. You are valid. And just know that somebody in this big old world loves you. It's me. I'm a Christian mother, and the moment that my son came out as transgender, I accepted him immediately. We cut his hair. We fixed the pronouns so that they were correct. He picked out a new name. His name's Jaden, by the way. But the thing is, mamas, is I always knew. Because you see, his room was always full of Legos and Toy Story and Ninja Turtles. He always chose to wear a sweater and a tie instead of a dress. I just opened my heart and I listened to him, and now I will support him every step of the way for the rest of my life. It's what you do when you love your children. It's what God wants you to do. Don't let them down. They need you more than ever now. This is only for transgender and non-binary babies. You know where you do that thing where you get dressed for the day and you start to function and then you realize that something's just off, so you go and you look in the mirror and you turn around and look at all the different angles and you don't like what you see, so you go and you put on something else, and then maybe that doesn't feel right either, and then maybe you try to fix your hair, but you know what, I just can't, and so then you say, you know what, fuck it, and you just throw on the hoodie and pull the hood over your head and maybe some sweats and are just like, I can't today. That's normal. It's normal, baby. I promise you, I've been down this road several times. It's normal. And if you don't believe me, look at the comments of all your brothers and sisters and siblings who feel the same. I love you.
I love you guys.
Bitch, okay, and what about it?
That's what she said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.
Okay, so as you can see, I just went to Starbucks, ordered my venti iced latte, blonde, Ristretto shots, 10 pumps of sugar-free vanilla, because I'm that bitch. I wish that was the whole story, but no. So, as many of you know, I work at Starbucks. And so when you work at Starbucks, you have something called partner numbers, which basically means that, like, you can use your numbers to get free food and free drinks. So when I pulled up to the window and I gave the woman my numbers, she's like, can I also have ID? Because I don't work at this Starbucks, and sometimes they like to ID you just to make sure that you aren't using like your spouse's numbers, because you're not supposed to do that. And this is my ID. That's what I look like on my ID. And this is what I look like right now. And so the woman literally looked at me and was like, is that you? Like, just in complete confusion. Like, she must have been so lost. And then I think she kind of got the picture afterwards, but it was literally so awkward and I wanted to die.
Good morning, Robert.
Oh, I use my middle name. It's Frank.
Sorry, Frank, my mistake.
Good morning, Andrew.
I'm in transition. Please call me Angela.
I shouldn't have to use a different name.
So as a trans guy, some of the common questions I get are like, do you still get your period? What's in your pants? What's your birth name? Like, all of that shit. Now, in reference to those questions, I want to show you guys something really cool, okay? So, here's your life right now, not knowing that information. Okay, now here's your life, knowing that information. I want you to look really carefully here. There's no difference. Stop asking.
This man's really thought he did something. Like, do you see that? First of all, man, I had way more people want me before I came out as trans. Like, way more people want me. I didn't transition to get bitches. It wasn't really the first thought in my head was, oh man, if I was a dude, females would want me. It was way easier to find a girlfriend as a lesbian. Get out of here with you 12-year-old looking ass with your little equally as 12-looking-year-old little ass girlfriend you got. Get out of my face. Oh my god. Also, I know you're just mad because, let's face it, bro. This transition did a lot for me, and you're still stuck looking like you look. So, when you glow up and you grow up, hit me back up, alright? And lastly, can you even, like, grow facial hair yet, bro? Like, oh. You didn't do any
bag talk. It's quiet, ain't no back talk.
Give your room the glow up it deserves with Glow Up LEDs. Plus, since you watch this amazing channel, there's a discount code in the description below. Join the Glow Getter fam today at glowupleds.com.